just talk us through, I guess, the address from Michael Ross post-game? He hinted at it in his press conference, what it was like after a pretty disappointing loss.
Yeah, definitely disappointing, that's for sure. Been a bit of a theme for us a little bit with not being able to execute 4 quarters of footy, and at times there's been different things that have let us down, and the frustrating thing is we know we're capable, but we're not showing that at the moment. And I think after the game the emotion's always high, so it doesn't get delved into too deeply. So that's what this week's set up to do. But as a playing group, it's taking that ownership, which we have done, but then it's also peeling back a few layers as to why that keeps turning up.
Just in terms of the second half fade outs, when you're heading out in the second half, does the group feel a bit flatter? Like, is it a fitness thing? What do you sort of put it down to?
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a fitness thing. In terms of some of the games, I feel like our efficiency's really let us down, and sometimes that's different for each individual or as a line group. I feel as though that the energy that we probably, after the Richmond game, we tried to address a few things at half-time, and then I think in the game you can start to force it a little bit more and go away from what actually works and play into your strengths as a team, and maybe that leads you to bite off things that you feel isn't there, or we try and all collapse into the contest, and then it gives teams space on the outside and it makes you look like you're not fit because you're chasing for all the quarters. So there's different areas to why that shows up, but we know from the work that we've done in pre-season that we've got the capacity to do it.
So what would best describe the playing group's headspace at the moment?
Well, yeah, I think everyone's sort of at a mindset of we're not where we want to be, which is frustrating for everyone because we feel like we've been at this for a fair while now, and I think there's always ups and downs in footy, but you like a response, and for 4 weeks now, we haven't played the way we want to for long enough, and I think the biggest thing now is you've got to do the work and train hard, and that's when you build confidence as a group.
These sorts of moments pile pressure, understandably, on the coach. Are all the players behind him?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're all behind Vossi, and he's been a great support for all of us. We've been through a lot of things together, and I feel like he assesses and sees the game really well and gives us a clear path forward. Now it's up to us to keep on sort of taking that accountability, because at the end of the day, like we're the ones out there. It's not the coaches. If a team kicks 1 or 2 goals, it's where we want to go. Do we want to fight back and get back to our way, or are we just sort of going to let it happen for a quarter and then try and fight it back? So that's where it lies.
Is the overall game plan, Sam, what you want? Like, is that working, or is it more just like the execution of the game plan?
Yeah, I think if you look at our games, there's been quarters like that looks like our footy. We're powerful, aggressive, strong in the contest, giving our forwards a chance, and then in behind that we're defending really hard. The problem that all the fans see, we feel that we can't at the moment do that for 4 quarters, and like I said before, that can be for different reasons. Like, I'm not going to stand here and say there's one thing we've got to fix and then that we'll start winning every game. But I feel as though the competition is so close now. It's like if you're off for at least a quarter, then you're probably going to get beat.
What do you do as a leader this week to try and get the cogs turning, to turn things around?
Yeah, I think it's a reflection on, for all us players, what strengths do you bring to the table and how can you be a good teammate? And then from that's how you build energy, build confidence. There's probably people pointing out like we've got to work on certain things. It's like I believe as a player, if you get back to your strengths, then you're going to impact games in a winning way.
You mentioned before the word efficiency. There's been a lot of talk about efficiency going forward. What do you put that down to, and how do you rectify it without making any major changes to the game plan?
Yeah, I feel like for the first couple of weeks I think we're probably getting the numbers with the looks inside 50, but I think teams are so good now at getting back defensively that you need to have different avenues towards goal, and a bit of that was just being able as a ball carrier to scan the right areas, and I feel like we're always going to turn up for each other. So it's just then having the ability to take the right option, and sometimes we're not always going to get that right, but you just got to move on from those mistakes and then get another chance at it. But I think for us, we know that you got to put a winning score on the board, and we haven't quite done that, particularly the first couple of weeks when I think we're probably turning the ball over a lot shallow inside our 50, and then it's coming back out and it's harder to defend. So, if we get good quality shots, then it helps a lot more.
Has the backlash from some of the fans surprised you, I guess, in terms of the scale of it? Because it's been a bit vicious at times, particularly even early on, and just sort of snowballs, I guess, as the weeks go on.
Yeah, it's probably when you're inside the club, I feel like you're a bit more removed from all that. I probably had more people come up to me, ask how I'm going, because they feel it is. It has been a tough time for the fans at the moment, and we're probably just as frustrated as everyone. But I think pointing the fingers and blaming just isn't the situation we're in. Like I do feel like the vibe around the club's been really good. I feel like we're being attacking training. It's just now to try and move that over into all us boys, AFL, VFL, playing powerful, aggressive footy that makes fans want to stand up and cheer for us rather than sort of leave the game disappointed.
How have you assessed your start to the season?
Yeah, I think I'd had challenging pre-season with the hamstring, but coming back in, feel like my contest and stuff is in a good sort of state at the moment. I think the biggest thing for me is just being able to bring my strengths, which is my running, keep turning up, and I'll be able to impact games from there.
Ryan Cook said some of the top ballers the game, but a final still a chance you can still.
I don't even think we're probably thinking about that at the moment. I was like, we're training today, T1. It's like, I think the problem is sometimes if you look so far ahead, then you're just going to start forcing it. You're just like, we're not where we want to be. It's like, well, the reality is we've got this week to try and win a game and get our season rolling. And from there, you just keep chipping away. And if we get better each week, then I know we're going to have a good finished product at the end of it. And there's still a lot of footy to be played. We're definitely not the only team to be in this position before, and we know that we've got it in us.
Just Harry back out there at the AFL level, how's he going? Do you have hopes that you can get him back out there this week?
Yeah, it was great to see him back out there playing, and I thought his third quarter for the AFL on the weekend was great, but his whole game he was looking very active and providing a lot of options, which is all you can do. I feel like off the field he's been really well supported by the club, and he's been, thankful for all the support he's got, and when he's ready to go, it'll be good to see him out there.
Just on Elijah, who played in that VFL game as well,
Yeah.
there was a report I think that he was almost in the frame to be available for selection last week. How far
Yeah.
off do you reckon he is?
No, I don't think he'd be far off either. Not totally aware of the selection discussions, but I thought he put a really good game forward too, and he's had a strong couple of weeks training as well.
West Coast this week, what lessons do you take away from the round 1 loss to Richmond, which you're widely expecting to win, considering West Coast's performance yesterday?
Yeah, I think for us it's a little bit more worried about what we need to do rather than who we're playing, and that'll be the case for the next 20 weeks. But I feel as though, particularly when we go over to gather round, it's always a great atmosphere, and I felt like we really embraced that last year and came away with a great win. So we'll be looking to do the same again.
Does Ryan or the presidents will get involved in times like this, come down and have a word, or just to keep calmness or anything like that?
He's you always see Brian around, which is great, and he's always really open to a chat if it's ever needed. He watches a few trainings and things as well, and I feel as though his role isn't really to address us. If there's things that need to be said, he does, but at this stage it's been from the footy department.
Just on Vossi, just a quick one. It's not the first time that he's sort of been under the pump, in his career as a player, as a coach at Brisbane and at Carlton as well. What's he like? Such a fascinating figure in the game as one of the greats, but what do you notice specifically about him in times where he's under pressure and how he handles it and how he conducts himself, I guess, around the club?
Yeah, well, as anyone knows, I think good leaders good leaders for a reason, and in tough times he stands up. He comes to work, he's got a smile on his face, but he's also there to be able to point out where we need to improve to become the team we want to. And I think from the positions he's been in, he's probably learnt and knows that at the end of the day, if you don't work as a team and drive that as a collective group, then you're going to get nowhere. So I think being a good teammate is rocking up to train today with a great attitude, ready to get better, and making sure we sort of put our head down and get to work.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.